Muy buenas a todos, aquí grado 18 y comentando ven para el canal. Pues nada, vamos a ir a hablar con este, pero antes vamos a hablar con Amber y ya supe que era esto. ¿Qué opción era? Yo tecleé más de ahora. No, aquí, en esta parte, miren que falta un personaje que era este, y resulta que me lo habían dado. Y ya no me a nivel 20. Pero bueno, vamos a ver que vamos a interactuar con Amber.
What timing! Not only was Jean away right when the Hilly Trolls attacked, but Kaya had disappeared too. Luckily, the knights on hand all did an admirable job, and we successfully defended the city. I guess Kaya must have had his reasons. I mean, it's not like he would have just sat the whole thing out at the cat's tail, right? Right?
Bueno. Podemos destruir eso, ¿verdad? Por los que me va a destruir. Es como, esto si no me equivoco es de tipo de agua. O sea, es lagarto de agua. Luego viene el daño, ¿no? ¿Esto qué hace? No sé. Hace daño. Pero no creo que sea así principal. Bueno. Meten toda esta cochinada de los bichos esos. Recarga rápido su maná. Bueno, así le digo yo, no. Eso me gusta. Tiene que ir esa porquería aquí. Y ya lo cargo y ya está. Para que vean la victoria del imperio. Mira que los de mago no me gustan mucho. Porque yo siento que el control sea más adecuado. Pero está bien. Y pues ya estaría aquí a todo libre. Vamos para acá, vamos a ver el niño paloma. A ver si sigue. Vamos a cargar esto en muerte. Se me salió. Ah, no, se me escapó una. Tenemos también. Hablaré con ustedes, pero no me interesa. El pollo sí me interesa. La menta también. Vamos a hablar acá.
Here we go. This is it. Crisis, danger, the thrill of adventure. Adventurers Guild. Finally, our days of rescuing kittens and finding lost puppies are over. The age of adventure is upon us. Roll up, youngsters. Join the Adventurers Guild today. In this time of great upheaval, we must rally together. What? The storm terror threat is resolved? I missed the acting grandmaster's speech? Storm terror should have put up more of a fight. We didn't get to join it.
Ese güey se gustó. Ya no, ven acá.
Long live the heroes. Thank you. It's finally over. Many trade routes have closed due to the storm terror incident. We can cope for now without fresh fruit and vegetables. But if the wine supply dries up, we're all doomed. I cannot imagine a world without wine. I hope they get the trade routes back up and running soon.
Go, Barbara, go!
Adelantarla.
There's a strange word.
Grace.
So Storm Terror's true identity is Dvalin, one of the four winds. We never should have forgotten his past sacrifice for Mondstadt. Every cloud has a silver lining. We're fortunate that our relationship with the Dragon of the East didn't sour past the point of no return. For that, we have you to thank. Aunt Jean for her unfailing devotion. As long as we have the Knights of Favonius, peace and freedom will prevail in Mondstadt.
Bueno. Mira que te queríamos esto hace tiempo. Que te esquivo, pero me da cura esto. Me encanta ese esto, me encanta. Chigato con ese miedo. Oh, hace tiempo que no vi este men.
Greetings. May I take your order?
Why so cold? I've always thought that we enjoy quite the intimate friendship. It seems your great battle sharpened not only your combat skills, but your wit as well. A knight after my own heart. To bask in the presence of Mondstadt's new big hero is quite the morale boost. That's coming from a knight.
Sweet-talking, sugar-coated Captain Kaya.
Nonsense. I speak from the heart. Just looking for a quiet spot to collect my thoughts.
While all the other knights are working hard to clean up after the battle?
Thinking can be an arduous task, you know. Believe me, I'd much rather be taking out the trash.
So what you thinking about that?
The Abyss Order. A dragon wreaks havoc in Mondstadt, and the acting Grand Master leaves the city to combat the threat. Strategically, that's the perfect moment for the Abyss Order to make their move. If you were the Abyss Order, would you squander this golden opportunity by sending in nothing more than a few hilly churls? To get to the bottom of it, I decided to wait. So I waited, and watched for their next move. Then came the day you made all hell break loose in Storm Terror's lair. Just as the hilly churls' cries sounded from the city gates. That same day, I saw shadowy figures lurking in the city itself.
Inside the city?
Well, all the other knights were outside, fighting the enemy. As you can imagine, that left the inside of the city completely unguarded. Except for me, of course. And so I approached the Abyss Order infiltrators for a bit of, let's call it fraternizing. Through various means, I managed to gather some rather interesting intel. The situation is this. The Abyss Order. They are united under a single leader.
The Abyss Order has a leader?
Yes. And it was this very leader who devised the plot to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war.
Este tipo
What
sabe mucho.
exactly did you have to do to find this out?
But let's just say I'm blessed with certain linguistic powers. But there's more. The Abyss Order has a name for this leader. They call her... Now, I'm sorry to cut this intelligence briefing short, but I do believe I spy Amber heading this way. I think she's still angry with me for my absence from the defense effort during the attack. I'd better slip away before she notices me.
Ese güey.
1 minute I see Kaya, the next he slipped away. Clear sign of a guilty conscience. Are you sure? Because that sounds like exactly what he'd say to talk himself out of trouble. But let's forget about him. I worked super hard today, and my tummy's rumbling. Let's order. Hi, Sarah. 1 sticky honey roast, please.
Oh, antes de eso, todas las brochetas de pollo te caen comida y ya. Esto también.
So, Now the storm terror threat is behind us. What are your plans for the next step?
Paimon thinks it's time to leave Mondstadt and keep looking through the 7 nations until we find clues about his sister.
Huh. Really? Oh, well, I guess this is goodbye for now.
Hey, don't feel down. You'll always be a friend of the Knights of Avonius and our honorary knight.
Wherever you may go and wherever the winds may blow.
Ten por seguro que regresaré, que el viento te guíe. La segunda.
That's the spirit. Remember, Mondstadt will always welcome you.
All right, now let's eat before it gets cold.
Oye, ¿cuándo estaba el pollo? No me di cuenta.
That was good. Note to Paimon, Amber's recommendations are worth the wait.
Of course. Well, I don't trust myself in the kitchen.
Estoy grabando un video, te callas.
With the menu. Oh, I almost forgot to mention.
Jean's waiting for you at the cathedral. It's something to do with the Holy Lyre de Himmel. You'd better head there now.
Bueno. Vamos a ver qué rollo. ¿Dónde está? Entonces, el COVID está diciendo. Tiempo que no veía a estos personajes. O sea, ambos la vimos en el capítulo anterior. Pero a Kenya, en plan. O sea, pues entonces el personaje de él, pero pues en sí conversar con él no, tiempo que no. Qué bueno, ¿sabes? Hasta me da la sensación, o sea, tanto tiempo que no lo veía, que nostalgia me dio, ¿no? Porque ellos fueron así los primeros con los que tuve, ¿no? Pero bueno. Ginny Page. Supongo que me estaré despidiendo, ¿no? Porque ya no vamos a ir de aquí. Habrá cambiado las conversaciones. Vaya por Dios. Pero todos los niños son tristes aquí. Me encantaría que me diera la opción de decir, sí, vamos a jugar y ir a jugar con él. Bueno, no.
Anything the Knights will.
Hasta que sería muy agradable que pudiera jugar con los niños. Ah. ¿Eh? ¿Es el mismo que yo? Inserten un sticker de meme de Spider-Man. ¿Tú quién eres?
This is Barbara, the deaconess of the church. She is here to retrieve the Holy Lyre to Himmel.
May the animal archon protect you. I'm not really in a position to speak compared to our acting Grand Master, but I still want to thank you all on behalf of all of Mondstadt for your assistance. Fortunately, everything was resolved peacefully. I can't imagine how an all-out war between the military and the dragon would have ended.
Now the Fatui have no choice but to keep their mouths shut. They must be annoyed that things didn't turn out as planned for them. This time, they even lost their best excuse to pressure the Knights of Favonius. Diplomatically speaking, they gained nothing, and on the contrary, simply proved just how vexatious they can be.
Sounds like quite the story. So, did you bring the Holy Lyre with you? We cannot ask you to keep defending the lyre forever. The Seneschal has been pressing me for a while now. We, did bring it with us. It's a little... Oh, don't worry. I'm not here to collect rent. The church has always received special funding. The Holy Lyre! Oh, Barbados! Even if I atone for these sins for the rest of my life, it would still not be enough. Oh, give it here.
Así se muere la morra ahí.
That holy liar, but how? Huh? What? I don't see. No, no. I don't know how you managed to fix it, but you'll never touch the liar again.
We really should get going.
Okay,
That trick I used to repair the holy liar. I mean, the magic I used isn't going to hold forever, you know.
dura para siempre. Qué rata. Durará para siempre. Será cabrón. Qué rata, Bueno que se la quede. Que está escapando. Genshi también es de bien, entonces se vuelve personaje de bien.
At last, Mondstadt's rodent ruler in the flesh.
Nada malo.
Going through the streets looking for leftovers. Mondstadt calls this a god?
Resident rodent beats invasive vermin.
Don't you dare speak back to me.
Y los caballeros, pero inútiles. Y yo creo que ya se hubiera dado cuenta.
How impotent you've become. That smirky wear looks out of place. Did you steal it from your master's base? You should have held your tongue.
So, this is a gnosis to be caught dead wearing this ugly thing in public.
Beauty is a waste when the beholder has no taste.
Betty!
La primera vez que lo escucho hablar.
Well, we have what we came here for. Come,
La
before
primera vez
our
que lo
dear
escucho hablar.
Favonian friends arrive. Leave nothing for them to find.
Menú inútiles los caballeros, Nos desperazaron en un momento. Ya, yo dije, va a haber como 500 caballeros alrededor diciendo, no, ¿qué pasó aquí? Y es esta morra.
I wouldn't say he's alright, exactly. I found you lying unconscious outside the cathedral and used my elemental powers to heal you.
The bard awakened first, but strangely, my healing powers had almost no effect on him. This is the first time I've encountered such a patient. He just said, it's completely normal, and then got up and left the cathedral.
He left? Already? Where'd he go?
The symbol of Mondstadt's hero. That's what he said. I wanted to stop him, but Jean, I mean, Master Jean, said to let him leave. How strange.
Vamos a ver por qué. Y seguramente también se...
I don't remember Spencer healing under that tree before. It's probably due to the connection between Windrise and the animal archon. Master Jean has figured it out as well, but we can't tell Barbara.
Bueno, tengo un TP para allá, si me mandan para allá, tengo un TP. Cuando las TP a los 7, curamos personajes. Y vamos a ver cómo yo lo invento. Anda, pura pija. Ahí está, muchas gracias. Muchachos.
The wind amongst the branches is good. I love the way it smells. I said the exact same thing last time. Why do I only say these things when I'm down on my luck? So you noticed. This isn't something I'm meant to discuss with ordinary people. But I suppose I can let you in on the secret. As you know, Visions are external magical foci that only a small minority of people possess. They use these visions to channel elemental power. In truth, every wielder of a vision is one who can attain godhood and ascend to Celestia. We call such people allogenes.
Allergies? Paimon's never heard of them before.
That's because this is a secret that only Archons are privy to. We don't need primitive tools like visions. Instead, each Archon has an internal magical focus that resonates directly with Celestia itself. It's just a glowing glass ball I carry around to avoid suspicion.
So who was that nasty woman who sent Paimon flying and stole your gnosis?
Her name is Signora, number 8 of the Harbingers. She and the rest of the Harbingers have been given godlike executive authority by the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, and with it, strength surpassing that of other mortals.
The Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya? Isn't that...
Indeed, she is one of the 7, the Tsaritsa who reigns from her winter palace, and the one person that the Fatui Harbingers all answer to. The 7 don't always get along well.
Uy, le hice querer.
500 years ago, I knew her well, but I can't say the same is true now. You see, a certain catastrophe happened 500 years ago, and after that, she cut off all ties with me. But we can save discussion of the Cryo Archon and the Fatui for another day. If you seek the rest of the 7, many difficulties lie ahead of you still. You should head for Mondstadt's neighboring nation of Leon. The Geo Archon who reigns there, unlike me, administrates his entire region personally. He only descends once every year to give his divine predictions, which set the direction for Leon for the rest of that year.
Even so, it sounds like he works much harder than a certain someone.
In any case, this year's rite of descension is soon to begin. If you miss it, you'll just have to wait another year.
What? Oh, why didn't you tell us before? Well, then bye. We're going.
One moment, Windborn Outlander. Yep. Traveler, as you set off on your journey once again, you must remember that the journey itself has meaning. The birds of Tibet, the songs in the cities, the Tsaritsa, the Fatui and the monsters, they are all part of your journey. The destination is not everything. So before you reach the end, keep your eyes open. Use the chance to take in the world around you. Great. So, that's that for the Animo Archon's admonishments. Back to venti time. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single club.
Mucho tiempo en el mismo sitio. Sobre Darwin, sobre la orden de la vida, sobre el Signora, sobre las divisiones. Es todo por. Sobre las divisiones, quiero saber.
As I said before, vision wielders are known as allogenes and may ascend to Celestia. A gnosis is a higher order nexus of elemental manipulation and is emblematic of an Archon's status as one of the 7. But as for which of the 7 took your sister, I'm sorry, I don't know. Wait, as one of the 7, I'm not clear of suspicion yet either, am I?
Hemos pasado por tantas cosas juntas que no me caben en la mente.
Just one of Barbados' many incarnations. Who's to say that...
We're a great team indeed. Say, once you find your sister, how would you like to become one of the new 4 winds?
You don't seem too into it. Hey, to the flirt. If being one of the 4 winds means free food, you can consider Paimon.
If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not always in a single...
That Fatui lady didn't hang around, did she? She just grabbed your gnosis and left?
She wanted to avoid any eyewitnesses from the Knights of Favonius. The slightest slip-up here would have destroyed the Fatui's diplomatic relations with the Knights.
So they're just gonna keep acting like Mondstadt's allies as if nothing happened?
If only the 7 nations had banded together against the Abyss Order in the first place. The Fatui possess the strongest military among the 7 nations, yet they've used it to steal the Holy Lyre, covet the power of gods, and use Dvalin as a bargaining chip against the Knights.
Speaking of the lyre, didn't Diluc say something like this before? He said that the Fatui could only run amok across the 7 nations and threaten the Knights because of the Harbingers.
Yes. As I said earlier, the Cryo-Archon has given them authority and strength beyond that of other mortals. The Tsaritsa... I haven't seen her in 500 years. What is she thinking? What's her plan? Whatever the answer is, I have a feeling it's only going to make your search for the 7 all the more difficult. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard's day's not always a single group.
Sobre la orden de la
Kaya shared some new intelligence, you say? I see. So, the Abyss Order has a princess who orchestrated the plan to corrupt Dvalin? They were probably trying to turn Dvalin into a weapon of war for the Abyss. But that said, I have never heard of any such princess of the Abyss Order. I think so too. Apparently. But how does a prince come out of nowhere and take command? If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not up till the end. Dvalin remembered his duty as one of the 4 winds. As such, I don't intend to forcibly strip him of that duty and force my ideals of... I just hope that Dvalin will be able to choose for himself and understand what... Before I became an Archon, I too was taught the meaning of freedom in this way by a friend. If you want to chat, now's the time. A bard stays not all... Well then, let's be off to live. If the dissension ritual you failed to tally, then another year you must dally.
Bueno, quise preguntar todo porque tal vez ya no lo volvamos a ver durante bastante tiempo, se puede decir, en el juego, ¿no? Los personajes no los ponen así aleatorios. Pero bueno. Lo que hace está bien. No lo puedo ver, ¿no?
If you want to chat, now's the time. Well then.
Okay. Estas son las misiones secundarias. Está en nivel 23, pero ya voy a subir a 21, lo bueno. Bueno, voy a checar ya todo para que ya quede todo chicosísimo. Constelaciones. Vamos a aprender, ¿no? Torbellino ascendente. Vamos a aprender. Entonces esto pues ya estaría. Vamos a... Uy. Bueno, aquí lo voy a dejar por el momento. Ya vi que llegaban 30 minutos que iba a la transmisión, pero no. Porque si no, no me va a dar tiempo. Y pues nada, chicos, suscríbanse, dejen like y pues nada. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Bye.